Welcome to Tirumala Vaibhavam YouTube channel. Today we will dive into another spiritual story. Do subscribe and like the video for more such deep spiritual content.
All right, let's take a deep breath and begin a really special journey together. We're diving into the final chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 18. This is it, the culmination, the grand finale, where Krishna reveals his ultimate, most intimate wisdom. It's kind of the summary of everything we've heard so far, and it holds the key to unlocking true, lasting freedom. So let's get into it. So think about it. For 17 whole chapters, we've been right there on the battlefield with Arjuna, watching him struggle with doubt and listening as his divine guide, Krishna, lays it all out for him. We've heard about the paths of action, of knowledge, of meditation, and now Krishna is ready to give his final piece of advice. Not as a god giving orders, but as a loving friend, really opening up his heart. So where does this final chapter even begin? Well, it all kicks off with a really important question from Arjuna. He wants to get to the heart of renunciation. What does it truly mean to let go? To be free from all the things that bind us in this world. This is the art we're about to explore. Okay, so this is where things get really fascinating. Krishna makes this crucial distinction. He brings up two ideas. First, there's sannyasa. That's what most of us think of when we hear renunciation, right? Just giving up actions completely. But then Krishna introduces dhyaga, which is so much deeper. It's not about stopping what you're doing, it's about letting go of your attachment to the results of what you're doing. You give up the ego, the desire, the anxiety about what's going to happen. In today's world, this is a recipe for true peace of mind. But here's the thing, not all letting go is the same. It's not that simple. Krishna explains that our whole approach to renunciation is colored by what he calls the three gunas, or the modes of material nature. These are sattva, which is goodness, rajas, which is passion, and tamas, which is ignorance. You can think of them like invisible filters that shape how we see everything, how we act, and even what makes us happy. Let's see how they play out. So let's start with the first type, renunciation in tamas, or ignorance. This is when someone just gives up on their responsibilities, not because they've found some higher wisdom, but just out of confusion or delusion. They might say, oh, none of this matters anyway. But it's not real detachment. It's just abandoning your duty because you're lost. And that, well, it's a dead end, really. All right, next up we have the rajasic kind of renunciation. This one is driven by passion, by attachment to comfort. This is when we quit something because it's hard or painful or just a hassle. We're trying to avoid trouble and find the easy way out. But Krishna's point is anything worthwhile in life is going to have challenges. If we're just running away from difficulty, we're not actually seeking a higher purpose, we're just seeking comfort. And that doesn't lead to freedom either. And that brings us to the highest form, sattvic renunciation, or letting go in the mode of goodness. This is the real deal. This is when you do your duty simply because it's the right thing to do. There's no ego involved, no attachment, no worrying about what you're going to get out of it. The work itself becomes an offering. This is what it means to have a pure heart, and this is the true perfection of letting go. Okay, so if the whole point is to act without getting hung up on the results, then who's actually in charge of those results anyway? This is where Krishna completely dismantles the illusion that we're the ones in total control. He breaks down the anatomy of every single action. The Gita breaks it down beautifully. It says every single thing we do is a mix of these 5 factors. First, you've got the body, the place where the action happens. Then there's the doer, which is our ego, our sense of I. We have the senses, which are the tools we use. Then there's the endeavor, the actual effort we put in. And finally, and this is the absolute game changer, there's Vaibhavam, the divine factor. You can call it fate, providence, grace. It's the part that's beyond our control. Just remembering this 5th factor brings so much humility because it reminds us we're not the sole authors of our story. So, after laying out all this groundwork, the mechanics of action, what real renunciation looks like, Krishna gets personal, really personal. He's about to share what he calls the most confidential knowledge, the supreme secret of the entire Gita. This is the heart of the message. And this is such a powerful idea. It's about transforming your everyday life into something sacred. See, Krishna isn't saying work is worship as if your job replaces God. He's saying work as worship. The idea is that the same divine presence you connect with in a temple is also in your office, in your home, everywhere. So you can serve and connect through your work, turning every little thing you do into a beautiful offering.
And right here, you can just feel the shift in tone. It's not about abstract duty anymore. It's about a real, personal, intimate relationship. This isn't a command from on high. It's a heartfelt invitation. And he makes a pledge, a personal promise, because, as he says, you are dear to me. He's basically saying, just turn your heart towards me, and I promise you I'll bring you home.
And then we get to this. This is it, the mic drop moment of the entire Bhagavad Gita. After explaining all the rules, all the duties, all the different paths, Krishna says, forget all that. Just surrender. Let go of the heavy burden of trying to figure it all out yourself. Take refuge in me, and I will personally deliver you from all your worries, all your past karma. And then he says those two powerful words, do not fear. It's the ultimate promise of grace. So, after all this, what happens when you actually hear this, when you let it sink in and try to live by it? Well, the Gita says it's nothing short of a total transformation. The struggle of life starts to look a whole lot more like a wondrous, joyful journey. See, this isn't just some philosophy to think about. It's something you live. And when you do, look at what happens. It purifies your heart and your mind. It brings this deep, unshakable inner peace and balance. It frees you from the weight of your past and your anxieties about the future. And maybe most beautifully, it awakens that loving relationship with the divine, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary and transforming your whole life into a wondrous journey. And this is how the entire Gita ends, with this incredible vision from Sanjay, the narrator. Now, this isn't just about winning a battle, it's a universal truth. Krishna represents that divine will, the ultimate wisdom. And Arjuna, he represents us, our best effort, our focused action, our courage. So when our actions, our will, line up perfectly with that divine purpose, the result is always victory, abundance, and doing what's right. So the final question for all of us is, how do we aim our own bow in our own lives with the help of the master of all mystics?
That was today's story. Please do like, share, and subscribe for more such interesting stories. Let's connect with another story. Till then, stay blessed.